Um, yeah, this is Mythgard. It's maybe a little quiet actually. Let me turn the sound up. Uh, I should do. So Mythgard is very similar to. What's it most similar to? I don't know if it's directly comparable to any one CCG. I'm just going to jump into like a bot game. I've got one of these going on, which will be good for talking through it. So I've played like maybe I don't know, probably about 50 bot games of this now and one ladder match. Bot games are good because they're untimed. The bots are terrible at the game, but it's fine. I have like 100 neglected orbs. They will never be opened and suffer in perpetual darkness. I do usually open mine at some point, but I tend to forget about them. Yeah, donating orbs would be cool. I'd like that. Do giveaways and stuff. I'm gonna watch one game, then go study. Got exams really soon. That actually lines up well because I'll probably end the stream after this. So, unlike Duelist, this game has like a color system similar to Magic. You notice I have these cards are different colors. They have like a different icon on them. Mouse, stop it. See that on this line by the card name, there's a faction icon that it won't let me mouse over because it keeps going to the next one. And then here we go. It's your faction icon, and they also have like a gem cost in the top left. You see this fiery bit down here? This is like basically your mana bar. So every turn you can burn a card which like basically scorches it and puts it back in your deck. So I'm just going to do this. You drag it to the bottom and it burns it away and shuffles it back into your libraries. You get it again. And I've got a mana now and a gem, which I can use to cast cards of the same color. So it's kind of similar to Magic system, but the thing it's most similar to is a game called Kaijudo, which was, or Duel Masters, I guess, is the game that's still active, which is a game that's mostly popular in Japan. Kaijudo was its ill-fated port to the West. Didn't really take off, unfortunately. There was... It's kind of a more concise game mechanically than Magic. It has some very clever mechanical choices in it. And one of them is that instead of having land cards in your deck, you just play cards from your deck as lands, and they make the same color that they would normally make, roughly. It's a bit more forgiving than that, but this is basically the same thing. Like the gem system is a bit confusing, but basically I spend this much mana and the gem on the cost of the card. So they're kind of separate, but it's basically the same thing as like this taps for a white mana, as you'd get in Magic. All these cards are kind of bad, so I'm just going to play this thing. This mode is called Gauntlet. It is a draft against bots, and you can play it for free, which is nice. So I've just been doing this while I kind of get the hang of the game a little bit. So you'll notice this board looks a bit similar to your typical kind of Hearthstone board, but it has these spots on it, which the game calls lanes. So this is very similar to a Duelist board that's 2x7, except I can't actually stand on their side of things. Each minion can attack the 3 lanes opposite it or move left or right on its turn. But if there's a minion in those lanes, you have to attack the minion instead. So you notice I can't actually attack these. I can only attack this thing. Which effectively means you can block in this game. Similar to in Duelist where you can body block, except you don't need to have kind of space to run into, as it were. Oh, that's a good card. I like that. So I'm going to play out these 2 cards now. Because I've got 2 white gems, so I can play 2 white cards. Or this 1 double gem card. I don't actually know what the factions are called. They do have names. The game hasn't really made it clear what they are, and I don't really care. Can you explain how to tell the rarity? Yeah, it's this dot in the top right. I believe the bronze dot is a common. A silver dot is an uncommon. Let me find... Are any of these uncommons? This is an uncommon. Silver dot's an uncommon. This golden dot is a rare. And then there are this sort of shiny electric blue dots, and those are mythic rares. So you'll notice I actually have a third colour in my deck. which is a thing you can do. You can play as many colors as you want, provided you actually have the mana to do it. The mana system gives you a lot of control over your colors because, you know, if I've drawn this card that I can't cast because I don't have any mana for it, but I can just burn it, and then next time I draw a green card, I'll have the resources to be able to play it. So it gives you a lot of agency over both your colors of mana and also how much mana you have, which is a really nice system that I've not played this game much, but I'm very familiar with the actual system from Kaijudo. Play this, hope to get lucky. Damn. I mean, that card is really good, so fine. Go away. So you notice that this one can actually attack to the side because it's got a mechanic called Agile, which is, I guess, similar to flying. So I can pay 3 life to draw a card with this thing, apparently. Oh, it pays 3 life. Would not have guessed. It looks like my turn done. You also get a power, which is like a BBS or a hero power, and a path, which is this kind of ongoing ability, and you can pick which one you want. The paths are all quite complicated. They basically slowly get you some resources. I think it's a way of helping not run out of cards, and there's also some paths that like work well with certain card types to provide build-arounds. So my BBS is called Impel. I can move my minions. Normally you can either move or attack, and this gives you free movements. Apparently that doesn't work. Oh, it's immobile. I didn't read the card. The color system reminds me of Keyforge for some reason. Yeah, the cards look like Keyforge cards, don't they? They really do. Wings of a Bat. Oh, that's bad news. That's not bad. That's very good, but I don't have the mana to do it and everything else I want to do. So I'm going to... Normally you can either move or attack, but I'm going to use my power here to move this minion over and then trade with their 4-1. So I get to do that. Now, hop over and then attack. Get out of there. This thing is fairly scary, so I don't want them to have lots of it. I can burn this because I don't need it. I can't cast it, and then I'll just jam a 3-4. It has a battle cry, but I don't care. I'd rather just have a 3-4 body on the board right now. I've actually been enjoying this game quite a bit. It's not perfect. There's a couple of reservations I have about it. But in general, I think the way they've taken ideas and mechanics from other CCGs and tied them together is very smooth. Like, the game just kind of feels fairly well thought out. I might just develop this, actually. Yeah, let's get greedy. There's like nothing good in my discard pile right now, so I'll just burn that. Play this and attack. This is a... Oh yeah, I should actually explain. This is an enchantment. These work like... They're like sand tiles or mana tiles. They affect lanes and provide persistent benefits. So this one is... This is Mythgard, so it's quite powerful. If they kill the minion on here, I get it back with a bonus. Just playing them is not fantastic, but now my opponent can't really play anything in these middle tiles without getting me a bunch of advantage off this angel thing. That's not bad. Oh hey, that combos with this. I can use my board wipe to kill my own minion to get this back. I might do that actually. Yeah, that seems good. Not enough gems. Go away. That was exciting. This gives minions basically a poison ability that makes them all get smaller every turn. There's a dragon attacking a plane, huh? Hello there. Okay. Yeah, I like this card. The splash art is exciting. Most of the art in this game is pretty good. There's some very cheesecakey, unfortunate female art, which, like, really, people, it's, 2019. You can do better than this. But for the most part, they've done a good job with, like, the storyline is pretty good in that respect, and most of the art looks really nice, which is quite, that's pretty strong considering this is the first release of the game. So they clearly prioritized making it look good. The UI is, like, definitely still in prototype. it doesn't feel finished. But that's like hardly to be expected. You know, early UIs never do. That's perfectly normal. Got some big things. Nothing really good in my bit. I guess I can get back my. I could get back my creature that draws a card. That might be a good idea. Yeah, let's do this. We'll get this back and try and draw a card off of it. Burn that because it's bad. And we'll just run this out. Maybe here so I can pressure this thing. There's quite a few creatures in this game that, like, they're slightly harder to attack using this mechanic called Lurker, which basically means you can't attack them if there's a adjacent. If the attacker could also attack another minion in the. You know, this is how to explain. So each minion can attack 3 lanes, but they have to attack minions if there are minions in the lanes. You have to attack minions with Defender before minions without Defender, and you have to attack minions without Lurker before you can attack minions with Lurker. Unless you have Agile, at which point you don't care. It's basically the same as like Provoke and Flying, and Body Blocking. It's hard to explain, but it makes a lot more sense when you actually do it. As long as no anime, I don't complain. That is a good point. There's no, it's not Shadowverse. I really like Duelist's female character design for that reason. Yeah, there's also a couple of things that they got a bit wrong, but there's like some of the early splash art, like Faye's Impossible Waste, but mostly Duelist is very good for that, especially with the actual cards. Like, they are really nicely designed. That might be good to pick up again. So you'll see my minion is now back in my hand, bigger and cheaper, because of this powerful enchantment I played. I would quite like to get rid of this thing. Do I have a minion that can immediately do it? No, but I can stun it with my big-ass angel. Crunch. Let's also run out this in a corner. And, God, I have so much mana. That's going to die next turn, so we'll just play this here. I'm not afraid of it getting attacked. You know what? Everything in play. Let's go. So this minion generates a 1/1 in your hand when you play it. Could you move your camera to the lower right or something so you could see your health? Oh, good point. Sorry. Didn't spot your message earlier. Let me do that right now. There we go. You can see my adorable puppy avatar as well. Where are we? Right, this can go away. Go away, go away. Whole face. Whole face. I mean, I may as well just fill out my board at this point. Because we are winning. Let's just hope the AI doesn't have a board wipe. To be fair, even if it does, I get this back. Oh no, wait. It's already an angel, so I don't get it back again, do I? Oh, cool. My minion's healed because of this. First. Oh. What happened there? Let's go Defender. It's a matter of preference now. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Stokrista. I forgot what I said. Be gone, fiend. Get out of there. There we go.